Once again, Christie Sides cannot catch a break. She's back in the news again, and Caitlin Clark fans want Christie Sides fired from the Indiana Fever after they took another loss to the Washington Mystics after coming off with a great win against the New York Liberty. Now, Caitlin Clark fans want answers because Christie Sides did the unthinkable yesterday and changed their lineup. But before we get off in today's podcast, tell a friend to tell a friend. Once again, Christie Sides is back in the news, and these Caitlin Clark fans are going bazonkers over, Christie Sides' decision in the loss against the Washington Mystic. Now, Christie Sides can't catch a break, man. She's been in the news every time that the Indiana Fever lose a game. They always want to blame Christie Sides and throw her under the bus, saying Christie Sides is not the right coach. She can't coach Caitlin Clark, and she can't coach this Indiana Fever's team. I've been one to go on record to say, Christie Sides, give her a chance. And it seems like every time they lose, they blame Christie Sides. Now, sometimes you just got to take in consideration the team is just better than you that you face. And when you lose as a team. But it seems like every time Indiana Fever lose, these Caitlin Clark fans come out of the woodworks and blame Christie Sides for everything that she does. And they say that's the reason why the Indiana Fever lost, because Christie Sides does not know what she's doing. She does not know how to coach. She don't know how to make adjustments. And it's crazy now. I mean, you got to sometimes face the music that the team that you're playing is just a better team than you. Now she's under fire again. They lighten a storm up under her because yesterday when she went to the post-game press conference, the media was asking her questions about the lineup change. Now, if you guys recall, if anybody watched the game, the Indiana Fever went down as much as 20 to 25 points, and they stormed back. And the only reason they stormed back and got back into the game in the second half is because Christie Sides changed the lineup, went to the small ball, and the small ball paid dividends where the Indiana Fever stormed back, but it was just too late. And like I told people, the way Caitlin Clark played yesterday in that second half, that's how she needs to continue to play throughout the season. She paid big dividends in the second half, and she put that team on her back and brought the Indiana Fever all the way back, but they came up short. But now Christie Sides seems to be in hot water again because she went to the post-game press conference and she refused to answer the media's questions when they asked her about the lineup change. So we're going to take a listen to what Christie Sides said today after shoot-around, where she did open up and answer questions, followed up by her post-game press conference yesterday against the Indiana Fever and the Washington Mystics, and listen to what she said when the media asked her a direct question. Let's take a listen.
Just after yesterday's loss, were you satisfied with what you were able to get out of practice today?
Yeah, I think they came in focused. We had a really good video session. We were able to watch some things that we didn't do those first three quarters that, if we'd have done like we did in the fourth quarter, it would have been a different outcome.
What kind of stuck out to you in that video session in the first three quarters?
Oh, our defense was not very good. We were we just didn't look like we were communicating out there. We put a scouting report together and we just couldn't. We just weren't executing the schemes that we were supposed to be executing.
You talked about chemistry before last game and just how it's grown throughout the year. Obviously, I know you guys lost.
The chemistry has picked up.
What are some examples, and how have you really seen this team come together and maybe grow personally as well as professionally this year?
Yeah, I think personally, it's just the time that they've been able to spend together. We do a lot of events where they're, not just in the arena. They're out in the community. They do a great job in the community. So just when you're having those kind of times where it's not about basketball, that just kind of gives you an opportunity to have different conversations. On the basketball court, that's a timing thing. That's that takes time. Chemistry takes time. playing together, understanding, roles and routines and what people do. That just takes time. So we've gotten better, from where we were early, with very little practice, and then the schedule that we had to where we are now.
Is there like a specific example, like in your coaching career or even when you played, where chemistry really went a long way in producing results?
Yeah, I think a lot of it, team chemistry it's a funny thing because this is the pro ranks. So like it's different, in college.
What else do y'all want Christie Sides to do?
I think one thing that really helps with it is leadership. I think if you have a veteran leader that's, has been through the trenches like we're going through and
that's what they're
understands
missing,
that they can
a
kind
veteran
of give
leader.
some positive information.
That's why
and
I always
just
say
to help
Angel
in these
Reese
times,
is the leader
like,
of the Chicago Skies.
Just for example, you beat New York,
and her
right?
energy
and, it's one of the best wins we've had here in a long time. And
her team is
that's
following
hard,
suit.
To play
That's
your
something
best,
that the Indiana
after you've
Fever
already
don't
played the
have.
best,
They don't
that's
have
really
a
tough
leader.
to do, the game after the game. And so that was a conversation without trying to be too much about it before the game yesterday, trying to talk to them about it, to understand, like, and then, Washington, it's our third time to play them. Like, they're a scrappy team. They play so hard. We beat New York, but now people are coming at you even more. And so you've got to understand just some of those different things throughout, being
Totally
at this level
agree.
in the WNBA.
Has there been a veteran in particular this year who has kind of stepped up in that regard?
Yeah, I think it's a collective effort. I think Timmy's been really good. E-Dub, AB, Katie Lou, just the ones that have the years experience or trying to figure it out with these young ones as well. And it takes some time.
You mentioned Penny. I know she's a big defensive presence too. Just how has it been just adjusting to her, like being on the bench with an injury, kind of especially with defense?
Yeah. Well, Timmy's just a spark on both ends. She's able to get out and run in transition, but she's just a seasoned vet who understands. Like, she can get out there and she understands personnel.
Start the second half, and I'm curious what you thought of the starting lineup change and how it impacted the whole game.
Yeah, I don't think it impacted the whole game. That was a coach's decision, and I'm just going to leave it at that.
Okay, there goes my next question. I was going to ask you what the thinking was behind making that change. You're not going to answer.
That was just a coach's decision, and that's what we're going to leave it.
Now, you heard what Christie Sides had to say after shoot around the day, opposed to what she said yesterday after the loss. Now, what I got out of that was today in shoot around, she had time to digest the loss, and she answered the questions on what they was asking her. So she dove deep into some of the things that she liked, some of the things that she disliked, and she also pointed out to the veteran leadership. She said it's been a collective group. And that's what I've always told people. When you have, one leader on there, they're going to follow suit. But see, it's been collective. You don't know who the leader of the team is. And that's what I'm trying to say. As a rookie for the Chicago Sky, Angel Reese is the leader. She is a rookie, but she's the leader. And Caitlin Clark, she alleviated to some of the things when she had her post-game press conference. She said she wanted to be more vocal. She wanted to be a leader. So somebody has to take over that team, because it seems like every time this team loses, nobody wants to take accountability. They always want to point the finger at Sides. Also, she said yesterday after the post-game press conference that she made a coach's decision. She made an adjustment, and she'll leave it at that. But people are putting her under fire because they want answers on why she made the lineup change. Well, if you know basketball, she made a lineup change and she stuck with it in the second half, and that was the lineup that got the Indiana Fever back in the game. But they just came up short. So a lot of people don't understand the X's and O's about basketball, and she made the adjustment that everybody wanted to see Christie Sides make, but now it's not good enough. She's still getting called out. She still is being blamed for every time that Indiana loses. Like I said, sometimes you just got to tip your cap to the other team. The other team is just better. But the fans are outraged, and it's these Caitlin Clark fans, because you come off an impressive win against the New York Liberty when Caitlin Clark was the first WNBA rookie to have a triple-double, and then you play against the Washington Mystics at home, and you lay an egg. But Christie Sides, all this pointing the blame at Christie Sides, got to stop. Christie Sides is doing a great job. Give her the benefit of the doubt. She's not out there playing for these kids. These kids got to go out there and get it. Like I said, her small ball adjustment, small ball lineup was the lineup that got Indiana Fever back in the game against Washington. The lineup that she had out there to start the game, they was dismal. They fell behind by 20 to 25 points. And in the second half, the small ball lineup came in and Caitlin Clark started doing her thing. So you guys let me know what y'all think down in the comment section. And remember, all comments are good comments, regardless if we agree or disagree. That's your own personal opinion. But this is going to wrap up another episode of the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. I'm your host and the man behind the mic, K-Sap. We're going to catch you on the next one. Deuces. And remember, on your way out the door, do me a favor. Give this video a thumbs up.
Thanks for listening to the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. Be sure to subscribe, like, and share on all major platforms.
That's all, folks.